Hey, this is the Review Junkie, and today I'll be reviewing the new fantasy comedy Barbie. As always, my review will be illustrated and the artwork is done by myself. And if you like movies, art, and comic books, please hit that subscribe button because all my reviews are hand drawn and I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers soon so my channel can be official. This movie stars Margot Robbie, Issa Rae, Kate McKinnon, Alexandra Shipp, Ryan Gosling, and Simu Liu. This is directed and co-written by Greta Gerwig. This is a non-spoiler review, so everything I discuss will have been shown in the trailer. Absolutely no spoilers. I'll tell you briefly about the plot, the characters, my pros and cons, final thoughts, and if this is worth checking out at your local movie theater. The plot pertains to Barbie, who has the perfect life in Barbie Land. Everything is perfect from her hair to her wardrobe to the food she eats with 0 calories and the endless parties that go on. One day, all that's perfect suddenly isn't anymore, and this starts her journey to find out what's happening, what's in the real world, and how can she get back to the way she was. So I had zero interest in seeing this because the trailers didn't get me hyped, and the second one revealed more about the plot and I lost even more interest. You can pretty much figure things out from the second trailer alone, but it's the new release of the week and I decided to check it out so I could review it. It was this or Oppenheimer, and the world's a sad place, so I wanted something upbeat and not an atomic bomb. This was the closest thing to it, and it ended up being the furthest thing from being upbeat. So let me tell you what worked. The first 25 minutes is great, and it has such high momentum going for it. Everything said in Barbie Land is intriguing. I like the details that mirror the doll in real life, like her toy food, which is empty, so when she drinks juice here, no juice comes out. Margot plays stereotypical Barbie, so she's the cheap version you buy at CVS or Walgreens for $9.99 next to the tampon aisle and comes with a boring outfit. So you have to jazz her up and blow dry her hair. She doesn't come with a foo-foo la-la dress. Okay. Both leads do a good job acting wise, but they're polar opposites. They switch the gender roles here, so all the Kens are ditzy dumb blondes doing the lost babe in the woods act, while the female characters are the smart ones. Margot is still giving us the same Brooklyn, New York City Italian accent she used in Wolf of Wall Street and Harley Quinn. Basically, anytime she's asked to do an American accent. She did give us emotional scenes and really pulled me in during the quieter moments where she's just thinking and reflecting. She has this exchange with a woman on a bench, which I found to be rather tender. Ken, on the other hand, is just a dumb blonde here for comedic relief, and it worked for me. I also like that it's Easter egg Barbie mania because we have so many different variations from Streetwalker Barbie to Eat My Feelings Barbie to I Got Pregnant Early Barbie, Dominatrix Barbie, and Inflatable Breast Barbie, and so on. You know what I mean. Okay. All this stuff was really cool. I like the cameos and I like the music. All of that added to the film and gave it personality, including the dance sequences. So my first con is the energy. As soon as Act 2 starts, all the steam goes out the window, and it doesn't pick up again till the third act, and not by much. The most interesting parts are in Barbie Land. There are these amazing set pieces, so utilize them. It was such a missed opportunity, and we didn't even get a house tour. Like, you gotta have a house tour, you know? I wanted to see the dining room, the lounge, the pool, the island in the kitchen, etc. I wanted all of it. And as soon as she arrives to the real world, it gets ultra sad because the real world is sad, and the whole mood changes. Like, don't give us what we experience in everyday life. Give us fantasy, damn it. If she lives rent-free, give us rent-free. Okay. So there is a twist and reveal in the second act, but anyone can see it coming from a mile away. It tried to be clever and failed miserably. There was zero impact when the reveal comes out of the bag. So I did like the messages in the movie and I had no issue with it, but the themes are heavy-handed from reversal of gender roles to having self-agency and free will. Those are important, but they took this famous IP and masqueraded it with these themes to get their points across. It's no different if they took Transformers and was like, let me give Optimus Prime the option to choose. If they didn't get to use this IP for these messages, would anyone come out and see it, and would it make millions? Probably not, because this really is an indie film in disguise with a large budget using a famous brand. On top of that, the grand premise struggles to deliver on it. For example, female empowerment. That's great to put on your big girl panties and get a full time job with medical, dental, and vision benefits, along with a 401k. But then there's a part where the Barbies use their bodies to get what they want, and isn't that the opposite of the intended message? Then it's also advocating for diversity, right? But the diverse cast gets shortchanged. You have the ultra funny Issa Rae and Simu Liu, but they don't get utilized. Will Ferrell's character seemed interesting and appeared as if he had something big planned in the third act, but nothing materializes. It was like a checklist of things to do versus actually having any weight to it. So this brings me to my final thoughts, and this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. The points keep going down as I do this review, so I have to get this over with or it'll be a 0. It gets a 5 because it's competently made. It's not horrible, but you really feel it when it runs out of steam. They should have stayed in Barbie Land as the plot unfolds because we've seen the real world, but we haven't seen Barbie Land in jumbo size. To me, the best parts were all the scenes with the dumb Kens. I will say I was interested to see what happens next, and honestly, not much does. I like important messages, but any joy and fantasy you get from going to the toy store to buy a Barbie doll is nowhere to be found in this movie. Kids want happiness and fantasy along with a lot of other people, and that isn't here. And I'm really surprised Mattel agreed to let a kid's IP be this deep, sad, and philosophical. I don't think this is for kids, and I would never watch this again. I'd suggest you check this out only if you're a fan of the leads. If you go in knowing it's not an origin story on how Barbie was created and it's light on fantasy and happiness, then you'll be fine. So thank you again for checking out my review. If you like, please subscribe, helps the channel out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share this with your friends. And if you happen to have a movie you'd like me to review, please let me know. I'd be happy to watch and illustrate it for a future video. Thanks again, and I hope the pictures put a smile on your face.